Hey everyone, Long here. And first off, I would just want to say thank you to Ivan Velirovich Suvorov, the developer of Iron Meat, and what you're aware as well, for a code to check out their game, Iron Meat. And I gotta say, I had a great time getting to play this game. I had a blast, getting through the game. Like it was a lot of fun to say the least. There's so much I want to talk about here, but before I get into the game, I want to let you all know that I'm going to be providing a link to the game so that you can buy it through my link. And if you decide to get it after you've watched this video or sometime during the video, I please do feel free to use the link. It does help support my support the channel, and yeah, I just thought I'd go ahead and put it out there. So I hope that you all enjoy. So I just got done playing Iron Meat in first player mode, and this is a fantastic game. It's kind of it's basically a love letter to Contra, even though Contra already had its Galaga operation, which I still need to go back and finish. But I had a great time with this game. I think that the developer knew what he was doing, and he had a really substantial backing of really cool people to help out with development on the game. Needless to say, this is a game that was made with a lot of love and a lot of attention. So, but it turns out to be like a really awesome romp, a sci-fi Contra style romp. And I don't think there's any more that I can say about it, nor does it need to. I mean, basically, if you go playing this game, get ready to just have a great time with this Contra style shooter, which also happens to support two-player mode on the same computer, which I think is one of the greatest achievements. I remember being able to play this back in when I played games like these in my childhood. I got to share a keyboard with my with my brother, and we had a great time. It's really great to see many games being able to support two-player mode on the keyboard. I did not get to test two-player mode with other folks, but I think after I'm done with this, uploading this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and find someone to play it with, because it's just a lot of fun. So the game starts off with allowing you to pick one or two characters. So player one is going to be Vadim. He is the blue suited character soldier, and then the second player is going to be Dmitry Vinogradov. So both men are properly suited. That's basically your a classic duo in a Contra style shooter. And I mean, they don't talk much, but they do talk except for their guns, of which there is a good variety of. There's they even got it down to a lot of the same varieties as Contra does, but they do actually put their own flavor on it, and I very much do appreciate that. So you have anything from the spread gun, except now it's a spread laser gun, and then you also have the fireball, which is a spinning disc kind of gun. There's also the grenade launcher, which shoots it in a straight line and just does more damage. and then like your classic machine gun, basically the M power up, and yeah. So beyond that, like they even do the besides that, I don't think that there's not too much variety. And so basically, those are the weapons I remember the most, because those are the ones I counted most often. I can't recall that there were any other like varieties that are in there. But like the tools that you have are actually pretty sufficient enough for you to like get through and defeat all the enemies. The story is basically a variation of Contra. It starts off in the jungle, and then eventually you works its way into enemy territory. The aliens have invaded your homeworld, and your goal is to drive them out of your homeworld and take the fight back to where it started, to where they came from. And I'm not going to spoil it. It's pretty much the same song and dance, so it's pretty familiar. But but you do get to you get a lot of achievements, and then you eventually get to unlock different skins or characters, depending on like all the different the achievements that you make. So that's basically how you unlock them. So like any unique achievements that you unlock, and those are the characters that you'll eventually unlock. So by the end of my first playthrough, I did manage to unlock a pretty decent number of of characters, but I'm pretty sure that I'll be unlocking more by just simply going through the achievements and then figuring out okay, so this is what I need to do next, and eventually and then maybe I'll get to a point where I can unlock everybody. So from what I can tell, I didn't see any any achievements that were dependent on having 2 players in the game. I think that all the achievements are achievable by simply playing the game, whether you are playing 1 player or 2 players. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I like that there's really no artificial barriers to unlock all the characters. So there's plenty of opportunity to do a lot of really cool things here. So enemy varieties are actually they're pretty varied actually. So they have the running running soldiers, and then you also have the classic turrets, the alien mouths that come out, and then there's also the little slugs that come out from time to time. But then you also have to so some of the varied gameplay involves sealing off enemy entrances, which you didn't see before in Contra, but here in Iron Meat, their portals, they're basically stuff that the kind of portals that you saw in Gauntlet, where basically you have to destroy the enemy generators in order to keep them from coming through and just basically hinder your progress. And then otherwise the story beats are pretty similar, with the exception being on level 1, where instead of fighting a base, you are because your base is actually the base getting invaded. You have to actually take out the main invader, which is a big old tanker of some kind. But in any case, otherwise the story beats are pretty similar, but they're varied enough that that Iron Meat stands out in itself. It's the most recent versions of Contra. You actually fight bosses in different phases. So once you have figured out a pattern and then you conquer that pattern, then the boss starts to shift phases, and you have to figure out where to go from there. And so but the achievement is when you actually defeat the boss, and especially like if you're down to your last life, it becomes quite a feat. And even on normal mode, I actually had a hard time getting through the game, but I very much enjoyed the challenge here. So it was just a matter of like repetition and a matter of just getting better at at handling different situations in the game. So ultimately, I got through. So, and the thing about like the lives is that you don't even need a Konami code. The number of lives that you start off with actually does depend on the difficulty. And in my playthrough, I actually played this on normal mode, and I started off with a generous like 16 lives, per level. So, and at the end of each level, the number of lives that you get resets, but you do get. Now in the in normal mode, I got an extra life every 20,000 points, and I believe that's the same for hard mode. But you start off with 8 lives, and there's actually the variation of a bullet hell is actually even more complicated. But other than that. There's really not too much to beyond that. There's really not much to it. If you're like a veteran like Contra player, I think you can destroy Iron Meat in less time than I spent on it. My playthrough for the normal mode was actually just around 2 hours, 2.5, because I kept on dying and I kept on making mistakes here and there. But like on a second playthrough, I could probably like demolish normal mode in less than 2 hours. Currently, it is $19.99. Now, granted, I actually got this game code for free. So once again, thank you to RetroWare and Ivan Suvorov for providing me with a code. I think that it's worth the $19.99. I think so. Contra Operation Galaga still goes for $39.99 for like an indie budget title. For an indie budget title like this, I think like $19.99 isn't that bad of a deal, especially if you get when you talk about like replayability in different modes. And then like unlocking all the characters, and then finding a companion to play the game with. Now that so now that I've talked about like everything that I was going to cover for the gameplay itself, I would say that this is a good recommendation. I mean, there's nothing much to it. It's basically just have a fun afternoon. You're killing off a bunch of aliens, driving them out of planet Earth, and taking the fight back to them. So that's all there is to it. But anyway, I would totally play this again. I think like now, granted, for me I would totally. I think like $20 is actually a pretty good ask for a co-op game. Big game and shout out to Ivan Suvorov and RetroWare for delivering this gem of a game. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it for Iron Meat. I just want to let you know once again, I had a fun time actually playing through the game and just having a blast with it. So if you like what you saw here, I just want to say thank you very much for watching my review and impressions of this. My review of the. I just want to say thank you to everyone who. Watched my review. If you like what you saw here, please do like the video, comment on what you enjoyed and what you didn't enjoy. And if you want to see more content like this, please do consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. Hang loose.